Hello, my name is Canna, and today I'm going to be showing you something that I figured out, or something that I'd seen, and things that I think a lot of people would appreciate knowing about after 97 hours of having played Palworld. Now, unfortunately, these are kind of exploity and kind of abusive things, so use them at your own risk. Maybe they'll get patched in the future. Just keep this in mind when you're trying these things out, but let's get into it. This is a bit of a spoiler for the first boss, or one of the main things that they ask you to do straight out of the tutorial, which is to enter into one of the towers that you probably see in the background over there above my head. You fight one of the bosses, and this is one of the boss trainer Pokemon kind of combos. It's Zoe and Griswold. So the thing about this is that normally you would see her in the tower, but you can kind of capture her. How you do it exactly is, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. The reason why this is really impactful is, number one, because Zoe and Griswold are boss mons, and alongside boss mons come absolutely ridiculous stats. She has 118,000 health. My mons prior to Zoe and Griswold kind of had about 4,000 health, maybe 3,000 health for a monster that you can basically capture early on with any Pokeball, by the way. It's a bit ridiculous how good Zoe and Griswold is. It's Griswold, I apologize. And that kind of brings us, I guess, to the more abusable functionality behind this, which is it's Silverbeak and something, I don't remember what the guy's name is, but there's another boss that you can capture the monster for. And if you take a look at the health this time around, it has 210,000 HP. Now, obviously, that's a huge problem, but in addition to having probably the highest health pool of any mon that I've seen thus far, you also have like some of the most ridiculous skill set moves like I've ever seen. 3 150 power moves, which is pretty uncommon. Sorry, did I say 3? I meant 4, and technically 5 if you consider, or if you round up 130 to 150. And this mon can obviously learn like a bunch of different moves as well, which is not really what I'm trying to get at here. This monster is just ridiculous, just as a meat shield. It does damage, probably not going to do nearly as much damage as, you know, having element advantage, or if you're fighting like an ice Pokemon with whatever it's weak to, I guess, fire. However, again, most people, especially once you get this exploit, will probably just use this mon and run through the whole game. Okay, now part 2 of the spoiler, again, is that there's like this, you know, there's a tutorial quest that asks you basically to do the boss battle here. It's Tower of the Rain Syndicate. This is really, really early on, or relatively early on, probably within like your first like 48 to like 72 hours of playing the game. Now, the reason why this is so crazy, and you know, the reason why I'm back here, is because I've already completed all the tutorial missions. As you can see here, like right above me, normally there's like tutorial missions if I'm missing something, but there is not that here. It is just completely void. Part of the reason why this is so ridiculous is because not only do you gain EXP from the quest in order to, you know, progress through the storyline, or what storyline we have, and gain EXP from completing it, you also gain a repeatable amount of EXP from completing the dungeon. Just for context, this boss probably doesn't give you that much EXP. I don't remember what the exact cost is. It's probably somewhere between like 2,000 to 4,000 EXP. But like, just for reference, like, let's just, I don't know, just for the fun of it, just throw a Pokeball at something and see how much EXP you get. You know, side note, for capturing Pokemon, you also have to, you know, use the resources to catch a Pokemon. I got no EXP for that. Now, granted, I do have like these mons at 10, or I've captured 10 of these monsters before. So the amount of EXP that you get, because of the fact that I've already captured 10, and it's not like the first 10 EXP bonus that you get from capturing monsters for the first time, because that reward is not there, I'm basically receiving little to no EXP. But let me just show you the EXP that you gain from clearing this specific dungeon here. It's this one. This will probably double as me showing off how ridiculous the Pokemon are. Also, just how much EXP you get. Right, so we have the boss. By the way, I've cleared basically every single boss at this point. So this is just completely random, extra unnecessary. And what you can do now is, look, I have literally like broken armor. I have like no bullets in my rifle. I'm literally just going to hide behind this tower, and it's just going to beat up everything for me. Wow, look, a monster that is taking literally no damage, by the way. Like, very impressive. This is very skillful. Now, again, I know that, like, you know, it's not competitive. you know, Pokemon has never really been about, like, super competitive aspects or anything like that. But I'm not even, you know, I'm not touching anything. I've got no bullets. I'm literally, my armor is broken. Everything is broken. One of my guns is broken. I guess I have this double barrel, but that doesn't really count because I'm not even going to shoot it. I'm just waiting. Again, there's literally no cooldown to this. Did you see that at the top? I just got 7,230 EXP. If you capture a new Pokemon, or after the first time, like 10 times that you've captured a Pokemon, you don't really gain that much EXP. And if you want, you could just capture the Pokemon, or you could just beat the bosses from here. And that's just super broken. If you clear the more farmable one, which is this boss up here, this one I think gives like well over 30,000, but the volcano one, specifically on screen right here, gives 37,000 EXP if you clear it. If you're just sitting there and your mon is clearing everything for you, you can go get a snack, you can go read a book, you can watch YouTube, you can do whatever you want, and you can just clear the entire boss, no questions asked. So these last two aren't really exploits as much as they are bugs, but I think it is still really important to mention. The first one is something relating again to the dungeon, or like I guess the boss fights. If you decide to leave the game, you just get spawned outside of the boss encounter, scot-free, nothing happens, no punishment, no penalty. Now, I don't know if that's really supposed to be the case when it comes to this game. However, again, I'm not really sure if the whole purpose of playing this game is supposed to be spamming like a bunch of EXP from these dungeons that you can't even really lose in if you disconnect from. It kind of feels weird. It feels a little scummy. Now, again, whether or not it actually is, you know, a bug or something like that, that's completely up to you. But that does move us on to the, I guess, like the final exploit, which is if you decide to kind of like mess around with a lot of like the config and the settings in this game, you'll find that actually one of the things that happens if you leave your game or if you leave your guild, some of your character file saves will just get messed up. Like they'll just become corrupted. Like if you leave your guild, or if one person leaves, a couple of people or a couple of characters, a couple of people in your guild can randomly have the opportunity to have like randomly have the chance for their save files to be completely corrupted. They become level 1, they lose everything, they can't enter the game again. Now, I don't need to tell you why that as a bug, so much as an exploit, is kind of a problem. It is kind of annoying, so this is a bit of a PSA, I guess, more than an exploit. But the first two, as I mentioned, number one, capturing a boss monster, pretty ridiculous. The second one, being able to unlimited EXP farm, also kind of ridiculous. Third one, being able to do the first three, but also get away with it scot-free by disconnecting in case you're about to die. Kind of ridiculous as well. And then the fourth one, I guess, like, it is, I mean, if you want to corrupt people in a world, technically it is an exploit. You could just ruin someone's world by leaving a guild. But as far as we know right now, guys, those are like the most prominent, or what I consider to be the most prominent exploits for Palworld. That's going to be it for this video, though, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, turn the notification bell, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this. I definitely have been trying to stream Palworld on YouTube and Twitch. If you want to check me out there, feel free to. I'll see you guys on the next one. Adios.